Hi, I'm Kyle, and today I'm super excited to announce my new book, Start a Knife Sharpening Service, a comprehensive how-to guide. This book is about how you can start a knife sharpening service to earn an extra $1,000 a month in your free time by sharpening knives for people in your community. I started my knife sharpening service several years ago at a time in my life when I was struggling with finances really badly. I was living the definition of paycheck to paycheck. After I started my knife sharpening service, it just opened up a whole new world to me. It changed my life, and I wrote the book because I really wanted to give that to other people. I want to provide the exact steps that I used to start my knife sharpening service to earn a side income so you can be earning more money in your free time. Don't have to take on a secondary job, don't have to go out and deliver food for Postmates or give rides for Uber. This is a way that you can make real money and you can get started within 2 weeks sharpening knives for people in your community. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is not somebody out there saying, I have all the answers, I know how you can get rich tomorrow, I have the secret to why millionaires hate me. The world does not need any more of that. This is a practical idea that you can use and you can start right away to earn an extra income. You can bring in an extra $1,000 a month and it will not take you a lot of time. I spend about 5 to 7 hours a week sharpening knives for people in my community, and I make $200, $300, sometimes $400, sometimes $500 a week just sharpening knives for people. They find me via my website, they find me through referrals, they place orders with me, and then I go sharpen their knives for them. It is super easy, and I want to teach you how to do it. Everyone in the world uses knives, and there is a huge market for skilled knife sharpening services just about everywhere in the world. At this point, though, you might be asking, Kyle, that's great for you and your sharpening service, but I don't know anything about sharpening knives. So I want to back up for a second and tell you a little bit more about me. So I, for the past 10 years, have been helping people learn how to sharpen knives using some of the best knife sharpening equipment in the world. I worked for Wicked Edge Precision Knife Sharpeners, and if you don't know that name, check out Wicked Edge because it really is, it is rated by most people as the best knife sharpening equipment there is. And again, yeah, my job there is teaching people how to use it. What I want to do is teach you a method for using that equipment that is fast, efficient, will have you sharpening knives very quickly so that your knife sharpening service doesn't consume a lot of your time and you're making really great money per hour when you compare the amount of knives you can turn out in an hour to the amount of money you're getting paid per knife. So how much money can you really make? So this morning, before I shot this video, I delivered knives to 2 different customers. One of them had 4 knives and I charged her $32, so $8 per knife. And then another customer had 6 knives and I charged her $42, $7 per knife. And then she also gave me a $5 tip. So that's $79 this morning. Just in the first 2 hours that I was up this morning, I sharpened knives for an hour and then I delivered the knives to them. It took about 35 minutes. So yeah, less than 2 hours and I made 79 bucks. And when you're living paycheck to paycheck, or when you just need extra cash in your pocket, an extra $79 on a Saturday morning for very little work, it's huge. It really makes a big difference. The other day, a day and a half ago, I had a customer give me 13 knives and I charged her $91. And that was about the same, about an hour, and the delivery was less because she was right down the street. So yeah, this is a business model that you can use to make a significant amount of money, and it's easy. It's not the most difficult thing in the world. And I'd say learning how to sharpen knives isn't actually the hard part. The hard part is actually getting your business started. And it's learning what steps to take, how to, where to start and where to go, especially within this industry, to make it, to optimize your business, as well as stay competitive and keep your customers coming back and keep them really happy. And that's what I talk about in the book. So Start a Knife Sharpening Service walks you all the way through step-by-step business plan to choose a strategy for your sharpening service, and then teaches you step-by-step how to get that business started. Everything including how to set up your website, what platform to choose, what to populate your website with, how to set your pricing, different models in terms of, are you going to go to your customers, are you going to ask them to come to you? All that is in here, and it's step-by-step included with pricing about how you can get it all done, and it's really designed to be low cost and low maintenance. So once you set it up, you don't have to come back to it that often to keep checking on it, and it will not cost you a lot of money to get it set up. That brings me into the next part. How much money does it cost to start a knife sharpening service? I hate when you see videos out there where people are talking about, well, you can do this awesome thing and you'll make so much money, but then they leave out like how much is actually the initial investment cost. So I'm just going to tell you, it's between $500 and $1,000 is about what it takes to start a knife sharpening service. And if you're living paycheck to paycheck, it's a little bit of a chunk, I know. When 2-3 years ago, if you asked me to say, hey, start a business and it's going to take you $1,000, I would have said, whoa, I don't have $1,000. But when you took a look about the returns that you can make on that $1,000 after your first year, you make $10,000 that year. I mean, that's a 10-to-1 return. I think you can find $1,000 for those type of returns. You just save for it, or even take out a credit card, put the business startup cash on a credit card, and then pay it off after your first month. There's ways around it. So yeah, the startup investment really isn't that much. And in the book, I talk about exactly what to buy, when to buy it, so that way you don't overspend on things that you may not need. Aside from the money, the really awesome part about owning your own sharpening service, it's about owning your own business. I mean, what that did for me, the confidence that it brought into me, and the way that I started viewing the world after I became a business owner, I don't know how to describe that. I mean, it completely changed me as a person. Before starting my sharpening service, I feel like I often felt defeated. I felt like the world was out to get me, felt like I could never get ahead. And after I started it and really got it going, it made me feel like, wow, I can really do what I want to do. And it gave me so much inspiration for so many other aspects of your life. Owning your own sharpening service compared to working a part-time job or doing one of the other side hustle opportunities like Uber or something, you get to set your own hours, you set your own pricing. You can choose a strategy that wouldn't keep you away from your house for very long, and you can make significant money. I mean, I've sat in front of a hardware store and I've made $200, $300. That's kind of an average actually for sitting out front of a hardware store and sharpening knives on a Saturday for 5 hours. The most I ever made doing that was $530 in a single day. That is over $100 an hour for 5 hours sitting out front of a hardware store. I mean, it's real, and it's your money. You're not taking a percentage and giving the rest to somebody else. That goes into your pocket. You got to pay your expenses. But my knife sharpening service, now that all my equipment is paid off, and I'm pretty much marketing to my email list at this point and doing word of mouth marketing. I'm not doing super aggressive outbound marketing and don't have a lot of expenses there. So yeah, my operating cost for my sharpening service is about $150 a month. It's nothing for $1,000 a month income. It's pretty amazing. I decided I wanted to do this while I wrote the book, because in looking at my knife sharpening service and what it's done for me, I wanted to give that to other people in the world. In the early months of the 2020 pandemic, I was looking around and I was seeing all of these amazing people doing these amazing gestures for people in their communities. I saw young people going shopping for people who are more at risk to the virus, and I saw people starting and operating food drives, just whatever they could do. And I thought, what could I do to help out? And I looked at my knife sharpening service, and the first thing I did was actually just say, hey, anybody who wants it, I'll do 2 free knives, because I know everybody's at home cooking right now, and it's nice to cook with sharp knives versus dull knives. And then I just thought about it more and more, and it kind of clicked. Like, I want to teach people how to start a knife sharpening service. That's the real gift that I can give to the world with the knowledge that I have. So yeah, I have a lot of experience in this. I have 10 years sharpening knives, or teaching people how to sharpen knives, and I have several years running my own very profitable knife sharpening service. I'm not saying that I have all of the answers or that my business strategy is the absolute best way. I think that it would be super arrogant to think that there's not a better way out there. But what I can tell you is that my business strategy worked, and I know how to teach people how to sharpen knives. And I'm really excited to teach you. So if you want to learn more, come over to startasharpeningservice.com and check out my book, and check out all the different resources that I'm developing there to help people start and operate their own successful knife sharpening services. Again, that was startasharpeningservice.com. I'm super looking forward to working with you.